Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please rise, kindly remove your hats, and direct your attention to the stars and stripes of our great country, the United States of America, as we pay tribute to those who have fought for our freedom, to those who currently protect it, and to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. At center court tonight, we'd like to welcome the Promise Road Elementary Panther Choir, directed by Emily Draven. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSAA Boys Basketball on Hamilton County Television, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating 27 years in business. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsors, in addition to Logan Street Signs and Banners: Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle, and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, and Hamilton County Radio. Good evening, everybody. My name is Brad Silbert. Along with Craig Atkins, we are live in the mill. Those of you who tuned in early just heard a very nice rendition of the national anthem by the choir of Promise Road Elementary School. Craig, it's cold outside, but it's going to be hot here in the mill tonight. We got the 11-8 Millers hosting the 11-9 Eagles.
Yeah, two very obviously evenly matched teams on paper. And, you know, before they went to the locker rooms, before the national anthem, you saw a very hyped-up Guerin Catholic team as they huddled at midcourt and got pretty rowdy. And as they should be, because they get to come technically play Big Brother tonight.
Yeah.
And coming to the mill here in Noblesville, obviously Guerin Catholic at about 151st and Gray Road here in Noblesville. And some of these kids obviously live in Noblesville. And these kids know each other so well. They've played against each other, whether it was middle school, whether it was, you know, since they were kids. And it ought to be an interesting matchup. And if you recall, Brad, 2 years ago, this coming March,
in the sectional,
we made our national debut as the final play of that game at the Carmel sectional 2 years ago. Quite a game of it, you know, all the way throughout. Came down to the final second of those 32 minutes when Rico Duncan sank that long, deep three-pointer from
win it for the Millers, 41-39. Well, you know, you really had to call this the battle for Noblesville or battle for the Kissin' Cousins, whatever whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
it's not Kentucky Louisville, but
it did. But let's talk about these two teams first: Guerin Catholic and Noblesville. Now, Guerin comes in here 11-9, 1-4 in the conference. They're done with their conference playing the Circle City Conference, but they ended up going 1-4. And, of course, the big thing for Guerin this year, the first year without Pete Smith on the bench. And I got to see a Guerin game a little earlier this season, saw them play up at Hamilton Heights. And it is very strange to see the gold and purple out there without Pete Smith.
Yeah, because Pete Smith was obviously the pioneer of Guerin Catholic basketball, if you will, starting that thing from the ground up. And the success that they've had so far is just unbelievable. You know, the state tournament runs, let alone the two 2 state championships they've had, and the whole success of that program as a whole. I mean, Pete Smith, he, like you said, defines Guerin Catholic basketball. And when I walked in the door across the gym, his kid's wearing a teal shirt in the second row there in the other end zone. Andy Warren, former assistant, he was with Pete Smith the whole time.
Yeah.
And Andy, when Pete stepped aside, Andy thought to himself, you know what? I've got a couple kids, young kids. He's brought one of his boys to the game tonight.
First year for Bob Allen, and he's as I say, 11 and 9 in his first year. But he spent 6 years down at Knights Town. I got a little bit ahead of myself, and in that. So, but big change. But you look at the two teams. They're somewhat evenly matched, with Guerin Catholic having a little bit of an advantage in overall scoring, outscoring the Millers by about 8 points per game. And defensively, they are giving up about 7 points more per game. So, some of the, there's some factors involved here, and some of the key players.
Yeah, looking down, just take a look at the top 5 in each category. They spread the wealth scoring, and it doesn't matter who grabs rebounds. And you've got Egan Kiever Hill, 4 rebounds a game leads the Millers, but you've also got Xavier Hines, 3.6, Zach Johnson, 3.9. Looking at 7.6 rebounds from Bernie McGinnis, and he leads them in scoring. But you also get 3.2 assists a game out of Joseph Babilia, and then not so quiet. 1.8 steals a game for Jordan Schmidt and 1.4 a game for Xavier Hines. So they're quick teams, and if they can limit their turnovers, let's see, 11.6 turnovers a game for Guerin, and Noblesville 11 turnovers a game. So if they can limit their turnovers, they can do what they want to do offensively.
And both of these teams have some players that are capable of putting points on the board. The leading scorer for the Golden Eagles is Bernie McGinnis. I've got him averaging right around 14.9, call it 15. And Zach Johnson for the Millers comes in averaging 15.6. So not bad for the leading scorers on the team. And the supporting cast is doing a pretty good job, too, at putting points on the board. So I would expect we're probably going to easily see a game in the 50s or 60s tonight, unless both of these coaches have decided in order to win this, they're going to have to put a defensive battle up, and you just never can tell how they're going to approach this game. I mean, you would think to win this game, one of these teams would have to score well in excess of 50 points, but a lot of it just depends on how the defense comes out and how these coaches approach the game. What do you as far as Brian McCauley approaching this game? What kind of approach do you expect him to take to it?
I would honestly if I'm Brian McCauley, tell my players to settle down, defend your home court, and just plain be smart.
Yeah.
It seems like lately Noblesville on this 3-game winning streak, they've played smart. And I was telling a friend of mine, it seems like lately the scores have been lower.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when Mike Bray had to run the burn offense when there wasn't that much offensive opportunity at Notre Dame, and they won some ball games. So we may see some scoring tonight, though. Tip controlled by Noblesville. Jordan Schmidt to Xavier Hines, and Xavier can't convert the layup.
Actually, the tip went to Guerin, and
tipped
Noblesville took it right away from him.
Babilia goes left side to Sills. Kean Sills looking. Now it's Godfrey. He's in a long line of Godfreys as well.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Waltons at Hamilton Southeastern. McGinnis thought about a 3, backs it out. Parento, right side, Godfrey. Shakes, begs back out. It's McGinnis. Noblesville tight with that 2-3 zone. It's worked for quite a while. McGinnis gets it tipped. Now it's back into the hands of Parento. Sills thought about it, now drives, left side, shot up.
Got the bounce.
Rolls it. And Kean Sills gets the first 2 points at the 7:05 mark, and it's 2-0 Guerin Catholic.
Very patient on the part of the Golden Eagles there, Craig, but they really had no choice because the Millers just weren't letting them get anywhere close to get a good shot.
Yeah, that 2-3 zone that Noblesville has excelled at for a better part of the season. I think they've ran that most of the season. It's done well for them, and some opponents it doesn't work, but most it does. Xavier Hines gets a cross-court pass. No. Three-pointers in and out.
Hines just missed that three-pointer. He's 37% from the three-point line.
Yeah, there are a few players from Noblesville. Actually, both teams have some good three-point shooters. Godfrey, speaking of, left corner three, no. Sills skies for the board, tips it back, and Kiever Hill will control it by the Miller bench. Cross-court pass, he goes to Hines. 2 minutes in, still 2-0. Golden Eagles up on the Millers. Glad you've joined us tonight. Schmidt, left corner, three. On the way, no. Hancock the rebound, back out. Now it's Kiever Hill. Johnson has it. He'll drive up.
Nice
off
move.
The glass and in. Zach Johnson.
Good move there by Zach Johnson, Craig.
Kiever Hill averaging 5.1 assists a game. Godfrey dips it. McGinnis looking down low, gets Parento up high off the glass and in. 4-2 Guerin Catholic.
That looked a little easier than their first possession. Didn't take but about 15 or 20 seconds to get the bucket on the board.
He sliced through that Noblesville defense. Johnson thought about a three. McGinnis into his face. Kiever Hill backing down Sills. Kiever Hill with his first two.
That was a nice move by Egan there to get around the defender and get the bucket.
4-4 the tie. Wouldn't surprise me if we had a boatload of ties and lead changes in this ball game with how well these players know each other.
Oh, they're so evenly matched, these two teams.
And I want to say it was 3 years in a row. Sills a long three from the left.
Wow.
Good. Right over Kiever Hill. So they may go back and forth all night. And it's 7-4.
Sills has got five of the points.
I was going to say I thought they called that a long two, but that was way outside the
No, that was definitely a three. He was almost to the out of bounds line on that one.
6 on the board at first.
Yep. It's corrected, fortunately.
Oh, yeah. Johnson now to Xavier Hines. Now Schmidt right side, dips it. Johnson up, floats it, no. Hancock tried for the board, couldn't get it. Back the other way, come to Golden Eagles. Godfrey pulls up for about 17. 9-4 Guerin. Midway point of the first quarter.
Millers just need to take their time and get the thing set up here and get some good shots here, Craig.
Yep, that's exactly
what I said. Get a good look.
Settle down. Now Hines, right wing three.
Nope. I thought that was going to go.
Yep, that looked good. Rebound comes down. That's Babilia. Babilia just a sophomore. Out there with 3 seniors and a junior. Dips it to McGinnis. Now Parento. Up and over Zach Johnson. Timeout, Noblesville. Parento's got his 4th point.
Millers take a 30-second timeout. And with that, we will remind you that celebrating over 27 years, Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200. Visit their website, www.loganstreetsigns.com. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Craig, I think Coach McCauley is afraid of this game getting too far out of hand. It's already in a 7-point lead here, 3:21 in the first quarter. And I think he wants to put a Band-Aid on this and stop the bleeding here and get the Millers in the scoring column again.
Well, you got to think, no matter what sport it is, Guerin Catholic plays up a class technically.
Yes.
And they lose the second game of the year to Roncalli in conference play. Therefore, they beat Muncie Central 63-41, who Noblesville had to go to overtime to beat by 3. Beat Pendleton Heights, who's 4A, lost to Lafayette Jeff 90-63. But the biggest one recently, February 2nd, lost at North Central 58-57. So, I mean, even though this is a down year, 1 year after
North
Doug
Central's
Mitchell,
rebuilding.
Yep. Hines back out, right side, three-pointer Johnson, no.
He's just been short on 2 of those 3-pointers, just barely short. Hit the front of the rim.
So Babilia now to Godfrey. Back out to Sills. They'll slow it down here on the offensive end. Why not? You've got an 11-4 lead. Dips it. McGinnis finds McGinnis. Check that. Parento way.
Yeah, Parento just missed an easy shot there, Craig. It should be 13-4 right now, but
he didn't use the bucket or the glass.
Yeah, he missed an easy one.
Hines.
He'd like to have that one back.
Hines with it now to Johnson. Back out to Keever Hill. He'll find Schmidt, and
I think that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yep, Johnson going to be called with that offensive foul. He looked confused, but
first foul of the game. It goes against the Millers.
So 2:10 left first quarter. Guerin Catholic 11. Noblesville 4.
Bobelia looks like he'll just be content to bounce the ball there for a little while just across the timeline. Finally, Schmidt's coming out to see him.
That'll be Godfrey. Looks like next stoppage in play. So Alex Hunt will be the first sub of the game. Sills has a smile on his face. He just about walked. Sills dips it, baseline to McGinnis. Parento going to call a blocking foul, and that's number 2 on Zach Johnson.
That could be big for the Millers with Zach Johnson, their leading scorer, already with 2 fouls.
So they're going to, I don't know if Hunt really was intended to come in for Johnson initially, but that's going to be the
that's going to be what's going to happen.
Unless they're going to change that call, but that was
they're talking it over.
I was going to say. Wait, they're calling. Oh.
They're going to make it a 2-shot foul. I guess that was what the big question was.
Yeah. So Parento will be at the line, the senior. And he braces the front of the rim, misses the first opportunity. He'll get one more.
Parento shoots 46% from the line. That's low.
Second one up, makes that one. He's got 5, and it's 12-4. Guerin Catholic up with 1:37 left here. First quarter of play. I have a feeling after this game, Brian McCauley may be hoarse as much as he's had to yell so far. Schmidt finds Keever Hill. He finds room underneath and up off the glass and in. Keever Hill's got 4, and they cut that deficit down to 6. Left side to Sills. That's Babilia. 1:10 left, first quarter.
Miller fans chanting at Sills every time he touches the ball. Of course, he's standing 5 feet from the student section.
Yeah, and those kids, former classmates of his. Under a minute, now down near 45 seconds. Coach Allen looking to settle for 1 if they can, unless Jordan Schmidt comes out on Babilia. As many fans as that are out tonight, we're getting kind of a wintry mix going on right now. I think the rain's over with, but we had some snow blowing this afternoon.
Yeah.
Did you see all the cancellations and postponements in northern Indiana? And Fort Wayne area, from pretty much Kokomo north, their games were probably canceled. We're down to near 10 seconds. Babilia set the move. Hunt on him. Down to 7. He'll make a move. Tries to go middle. Stuck. McGinnis, 2. Sills, right side 3. No. And we are through 1 quarter of play. Guerin Catholic 12. Noblesville 6.
Fans Noblesville Trophies offers us a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out online, www.noblesvilletrophies.com. And don't forget, Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health 317-355-7775 or check them out on their website, www.ecommunity.com. The only major development here in this first quarter, Craig, the fact that Zach Johnson picked up 2 personals, the only 2 fouls of the quarter, and that right now, that is huge.
Yeah, that's huge on both ends of the floor because obviously leading Noblesville with 15.8 points a game. He also grabs near 4 rebounds. And a lot of times the Noblesville offense goes through Johnson. If Hines is covered, that goes through Johnson, or Johnson will penetrate and put something off the glass if he's not making threes. So that puts Noblesville in kind of a bind right now because down 6.
And Zach had a couple chances at 3-point goals there, but just could not get them to fall.
It seemed like they were flat coming off. Then Xavier Hines with a couple threes in and out, both of those. 12-6, Guerin, as we start second quarter play.
You talk about the 3-point goal. Both these teams shoot 36% from behind the arc. Yeah, again, another one of those things where they're fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, Guerin's got five that shoot 34% or above from three-point land, and Noblesville has 4 that shoot 37% and above. So
yeah,
if any of these teams can get hot from outside, we might see a shootout, which I think we may anyway.
Well, we saw a number of three-pointers attempt, but the only one who made one was Sills there in the first quarter. I think Johnson tried at least 2 three-pointers.
Yeah, no, I think Noblesville attempted 4 or 5, and obviously none of those hitting so far. As it'll be Bobilia to Godfrey, right side. They're going to be extremely patient on offense.
6-point lead doesn't seem like a whole lot, but in a game like this where these teams are so evenly matched, that could be a big lead.
Yeah. That could be a huge lead when it comes to, if someone's trying to burn the clock like Guerin Catholic's trying to, now Noblesville picks up the defense.
I think the question we were talking about in the pregame, whether it was just going to be a run-and-gun game tonight or a defensive game, has been answered. This is definitely shaping up to be a defensive battle.
That'll be that chess match as Bobilia, Godfrey, Sills, they're trying to float this around the perimeter because
the 3-2 zone is really, really stymieing the Eagles.
Yeah, because they're floating that 3-2, 2-3.
Yeah.
Kind of making that arm on each side. It's working, and they're not able to get that ball inside. Down to 6:12 left here in the first half. And they'll switch sides. Godfrey and Sills will. Hunt out there on Godfrey. Doubled up, and that pass, Sills down low.
That is exactly what the Eagles were looking for.
Spread the floor.
And they got Bernie McGinnis wide open under the net. In fact, they'd done that earlier in the game with Parento, and Parento had missed an easy layup, but this time McGinnis got it.
Yeah, the cross-court pass to Sills was almost too high, but Sills in midair sees McGinnis. Now Hancock up off the glass, no. Rebound back the other way, it's Godfrey. Guerin acts like they want to run, but then they stop.
Yeah.
Set up the half court. Sills will reset. Now it's Hunt on him.
Going to have to start moving or he's going to get a 5-second call.
Bobilia moves. And Hancock can't. Oh, as he decks right in the face. Parento going for a rebound, but that definitely is going to be Alex Hancock's first foul.
That'll be number 3 on the Millers as a team. Still no fouls on anybody on the Guerin Catholic side.
32.
That brings in Matthew Gillis off the bench.
Gillis, another sophomore. Sills inbounds left side to McGinnis. Now back to Sills. Keeper Hill kicks the pass. As you can see, he and Sills jawing back and forth. Another sub, looks like 24, Josh Osborne. Checks in for the Golden Eagles.
First two subs of the game for the Eagles. I thought he traveled.
Yep, I was along the same thought, and so was Brian McCauley. Ball deflected.
I thought that went off of Osborne and out of bounds, but the referee is giving it back to the Eagles.
Couple breaks right there for Guerin Catholic.
Yeah.
They're up 14-6, 4:50 on the second quarter clock. Mobilia to Osborne. He'll drive up, finds McGinnis. No. Slightly blocked by Hunt. Now a rebound by Xavier Hines.
Nice rebound there by Hines to finally bring the ball down for the Millers and let them try to get back on the board here.
You see he got his body there. Now Schmidt from Kiever Hill. Three-pointer's good. Jordan Schmidt now on the board. Kiever Hill, his second dime of the game. 14-9 as Noblesville trying to get themselves back in, only down 5 now, Brad.
Makes a big difference with that three-point goal. Here's the three on the way from the Eagles.
Mobilia gets his the fall right from the top of the key.
Back-to-back threes, one for the Eagles, one for the Millers.
And this might be the midway point of the second quarter. Might be where we see the scoring amp up a little bit. Jordan Schmidt, Mobilia, that's a good matchup.
Mobilia almost got a hand on that ball in front of Schmidt, but Schmidt did a good job of holding on to it.
Kiever Hill gets a shot up, no. Blocked, looked like by Matthew Gillis. Back to the way comes Guerin. It's Sills, left side. Hunt on him as they continue in the 3-2.
Double team.
Yep, Osborne can't go anywhere.
Do they get a timeout called? I believe they did.
Coach Allen calls timeout.
Yeah.
Brian
Coach
McCauley.
Bob Allen got a 20 or a 30-second timeout called there just in time before that ball went out of bounds. Hey, Craig, you heard about Hamilton County Internet Radio at www.hamiltoncountyradio.com. You heard about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can listen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All kinds of great stuff. Classic radio shows, mystery, romance theater, westerns like Gunsmoke, The Lone Ranger, Roy Rogers, comedy shows, Bob Hope, Abbott and Costello, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. You're probably too young to remember Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, but
I know who they are.
They were quite a duo back in the day.
Before Jerry Lewis did the Labor Day telethon.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was just a very young kid, Martin and Lewis were quite the duo. Also mixed with relaxing music, live sports, and podcasts. Check the website for coming up live broadcasts. It's www.hamiltoncountyradio.com. Check it out.
Brad, I'd like to give a special shout out to my family at home, my wife Kelly and daughter Ava. They're listening to us tonight, and I think, Ava's probably trying to figure out where I am. Because when she FaceTimes with some relatives, some relatives don't have the video, some do, and so she looks.
Well, she definitely probably recognizes the voice. There's a turnover.
And that goes right through Bernie McGinnis' hands and out of bounds.
Miller's picking up the defense.
That's hopefully Guerin Catholic calling that timeout. Noblesville may have gotten themselves in a different mode of mind. So they're down 17-9, 3 minutes left first half. Kiever Hill gets it from Schmidt. Back out to Jordan. Thought about a three. Guarded by Mobilia. Now it's Kiever Hill. Lets the jumper fly. Alex Hunt skied for that board, Brad. Wow. He's got two now off the bench, and it's back to a 17-11 6-point deficit. But there have only been 3 fouls so far this half, all in Noblesville.
Very quick half so far.
Godfrey, fadeaway jumper on the baseline. No, it's Hines the board.
That's his first shot of the night. Godfrey averages 9.4 per game.
Now it's Hunt up top. That was Johnson with those 2 fouls. It's rare that you see both Hunt and Hancock on the floor at the same time. Hines, 3, got it from the right wing. Hines on the board, and it's 17-14.
Hines is a 37% shooter from beyond the three-point line.
8-3 run by the Millers in the last couple minutes here.
Got it down to a 3-point game here, under 2 minutes in the half.
Godfrey, moving screen, no, and Gillis up off the glass and over Keever and in. His first two, and it's 19-14. 1:40 left here in the first half of play. That's Schmidt, left side. Now Keever Hill. Dribble drive, now out. Hines thought about a three. Now he takes it. Off the back of the iron, no. Godfrey, nope, that's McGinnis, the board. And with 80 seconds left, Bobilia trying to slow it up. He's not going to slow it up. He'll drive, now back out to Godfrey. Give McGinnis, three from the left, got it.
Bernie McGinnis gets his first three-point goal of the evening. Got 5 total now.
He doesn't look like he'd be, the three-point shooting type since he's playing more in the paint, but that gets it back to an 8-point lead. Now it's Hunt to Schmidt. 16-footer, no. Keever Hill gets almost got the board, and that ball, Hancock's got it. And he's going to grant a timeout. Ooh, tangled up down there.
Did they give him the timeout?
I think they gave him the timeout.
I think they gave him, yep.
A few players were tangled up down there.
Did they give it to the Millers? Okay.
Yeah.
Be a 30-second timeout for the Millers. 41.7 left in what has been a very, very quick first half, Craig.
Yeah, it's been a real quick first half. 12-6 Guerin lead after one. And Noblesville playing a little better the second quarter, had themselves back to a 3-point deficit at 17-14. And then Guerin runs on a 5-0 run. And then that scrum down there underneath the far basket to make to get a timeout.
Yep.
And
yeah, you were talking about your daughter recognizing your voice. My daughter lives down in Georgia now, and my grandson with her down there is going to be 3 years old in April. And she'll put the TV on when Granddad's doing a broadcast, and Alex kind of looks around and it's like, I know that voice. Where's that voice coming from? Easy. Great time, though. Great time.
Yeah. You know it. Keever Hill inbounds to Hines, left side.
Hines thought about taking a three, but he held up.
He's got the size mismatch on Osborne.
I think the Millers are convinced that they're either going to go in with a 6-point deficit or an 8-point deficit here. They don't want Guerin to get another shot off in this half.
No, I don't think I would either, just because of the way they've been able to slice through Noblesville's defense to get some points. Now it's down to 10 seconds. Keever Hill's got it. He's had a couple buzzer beaters this year so far. Gets it deflected. Brendan Fisher fresh in the ballgame. And
offensive foul.
Wow, another offensive foul on Noblesville. And we'll see who that'll be called on. As Bobilia and McGinnis come back in. Didn't even notice, but Davis Schlichty snuck in the ballgame. He's already back out. 2.5 left.
I don't think we did have a foul called. I think he hit the baseline, Craig. Yeah, there was no foul called.
Sills, full court shot. Almost made it. Oh, my.
Almost of a repeat of what we saw a couple of years ago.
That brings us to the half. It's Guerin Catholic 22, Noblesville 14. We'll take a break and come back. What do you think, Brad?
Well, we'd like to welcome all of you to today's broadcast of IHSAA Boys Basketball on Hamilton County Television, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating 27 years in business. Craig and I will be back with our halftime activities after these messages from our sponsors.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Hey Deb, why do they call us Logan Street Signs and Banners?
Because we started off at Logan Street.
But we're on South 10th Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, we really do. 2A and 3A girls championship. Two defending state champions, East Central in 2A and Northwestern in 3A. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Northwestern for a long time this year, they were actually ranked number one in the coaches poll, and then they kind of slipped a couple. They lost a couple games, but it ought to be a fun day up there in Logansport. Logansport, of course, one of the historic gyms in the state of Indiana. It's the
Berry Bowl.
Yep, the Berry Bowl. It's a lot of fun to go over there and take in the games there, and a good place to broadcast from too. I mean, you and I have both done games from there, but Jan, you and I were just sitting here talking about the old days of hometown television back in the old Channel 19 days, and sitting about 20 feet down here to our left is none other than Rick Vanderweilen, who founded that, and the number of times that people like you and I sat here in this perch and broadcast for hometown sports and in that, it's just phenomenal. But let's just talk a little bit about this game. What's your thought about this so far?
Well, Guerin's playing with a lot of confidence. They move the ball with a lot of patience. Noblesville's missed some looks they should have had. Guerin's playing with a lot of momentum. Noblesville made a little bit of run. Hopefully, they can close it up here a little bit, but it seemed that Miller's got off to a slow start, and they got to fix that. Yeah,
and they also got Zach Johnson in trouble with 2 fouls, and I don't think Coach McCauley had any choice but to put him on the bench and hold him back for later. But the Millers, unfortunately, missed some fairly wide open shots. Johnson missed a couple threes, and there have been a couple of other shots that just haven't gone through the net.
I haven't seen Noblesville live. This is my first time, but I've watched you all with a few games, and The thing about the Millers, they've been in a lot of games here. You know, I can remember I watched the Carmel game you all did, and I think it was quite tied at halftime, and then they got the big win last week. They're playing everybody pretty good. They're sometimes inconsistent that gets them a little trouble, but hopefully they can come back and get hot during the sectional.
Well, they've had some injuries this year that have hurt also, Jan. But 11-8 for their record. But you look at the last 10 games; they're 6-4 in the last 10 games, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. And a good win the other night against Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
And in that, got the boys sectional coming up here in a couple weeks over at Carmel, and one of these teams, the Millers, will be there. Remember a couple years ago, Craig Atkins and I were doing a game between the Millers and the Golden Eagles when that last-minute desperation shot went up to win it. But Carmel is got to be the team that's got to be favored in that sectional. They're rolling this year.
They are, and they're good. I had Carmel early in the year, and they just don't beat themselves. They don't make mistakes. They're great defensively, very good offensively, but they're very, very good defensively. But from top to bottom, Westfield having the best year they've had in a long time. Noblesville can beat anybody. Fisher's been solid. Southeastern can beat anybody. Anderson's down a little bit. But from top to bottom, pretty solid sectional.
Yeah. Jan, we thank you for joining us
good
today.
To be here,
It's good to see you, and we're going to turn the microphone back over to Craig Atkins here.
Awesome.
We're about 15 seconds away from second half action here at the Mill. Thanks again, Jan. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
And we're back here. Glad that Jan Bozier could sit down with you.
Jan's one of the good
Rick
boys.
Board on a Tuesday night.
Yeah. Go back a lot of years with those two guys to the years of Channel 19, hometown television, and a lot of fun. And to be honest with you, both Jan and I are very beholden to Rick Vanderweilen for the opportunities we got to do some things that we got to do through the years. A lot of fun. And we're back to action, Greg.
Kiever Hill gets it. Johnson lost a lot of playing time in the second quarter, making up for it, and he gets the dish down low from Kiever Hill. And it's back to a 6-point deficit. And, Zach Johnson sat, I think, the whole second quarter.
Yes, he did.
And
offensive foul called.
Luke Godfrey uses that off arm. And believe it or not, that's the first foul by the Golden Eagles.
It's hard.
Night.
It's hard to believe.
And
there's only been 3 fouls called in the whole game in the
true.
first half, and they all went against the Millers.
Yeah, that's just a huge factor when your team doesn't even commit 1 foul in a half a play. Johnson fades. Got it. He's got 2 buckets in a row, 6 for the game, and it's back to a 4-point deficit.
Zach probably had some time to sit there on the bench and think about some things and think about the game.
Bobelia for 3 from the left side, no. And 3 of the 5 Golden Eagles out there for the rebound.
Yep.
Sills, right side, guarded by Alex Hunt, dips it to Parento. And Parento tried to dip it to Bernie McGinnis, but right off the leg of Egan Kiever Hill. Yeah, and while you were talking to Jan at halftime, Rick was showing Perry and I some pretty cool pictures. And, Alex Hunt with the steal and dunks it on the other end for the Millers.
That'll get the Miller faithful wound up.
And
we have a foul call. Do we have a foul call, or what do we have called here?
And the whole Guerin Catholic bench is out on the floor. So I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Coach Allen getting an explanation now. Coach McCauley got one a minute ago. Actually, he'll get one now. I'm not sure what that was. I didn't really see anything happen after Hunt's dunk.
No, if somebody, if somebody reacted wrong, or maybe there was one of the magic words was said or something. We haven't seen a technical foul called yet or anything like that. Now the referee is coming over to the bench. Let's see if they're going to call anything.
So the Millers quickly get their 5 back out on the floor. So nothing called.
Yeah.
that just honestly stopped the momentum.
Well, there was a quick whistle there, and I thought maybe they were going to call a delay of game or something, but no call.
Which I really didn't see. I think the ball went down by the camera well by the cameraman down there, but nothing really.
No harm,
out of
no
the ordinary.
foul.
Back to it. Godfrey has it, and he'll drive back out. Babilia now to Sills up top, right side to McGinnis.
Miller's wanting to stop and take the opportunity to either tie this or take the lead.
Sills makes a move on Kiever Hill and gets stopped at the free throw line. Now back out to McGinnis. Godfrey, now Sills. He'll shoot a 3-line drive. And, going to be on Parento.
That's going to be on Parento.
As he took down Alex Hunt. And 2 quick fouls by the Golden Eagles in the first minute 50 of the half.
We played 16 minutes in the first half with 3 fouls, already 2 here in less than 2 minutes, Craig. Parento takes some bench.
Yeah, cool thing, and I'm sure you've probably seen this photo of Rick jumping up center at the Marion Crawley Center against Kent Benson when they played Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you could see that he had, by a solid foot, had Benson on the jump as Hines fades away for a jumper, got it from about 8 feet out. He's got 5, and we're tied at 22 after the Millers down 8 at half, 22-14, have tied this ball game up.
8-0 run for the Millers here to start the second half.
Osborne drives, draws the foul.
Looks like they're going to call that before the shot.
Hunt, Alex Hunt with that
Hunt
foul
picks
for the
it
Millers.
up.
And it makes, seeing photos like that, in a photo of Rick guarding Walter Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And, just seeing that makes me, because as big of a high school basketball fan and, just overall fanatic and a diehard, I've been to the, the field house at Newcastle when the Noblesville girls played there a few years ago, but I have not actually been in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Didn't have time that day because we came back and
the Hall of Fame is that's neat. That's all you can say about it.
Kiever Hill dives, jump ball.
Now they're going to call
timeout.
Brian McCauley got a 30-second timeout. Well, he can't take a 30-second.
Now he's out of 30s.
So he's got to take a full timeout, and he'll be down to 2 timeouts left after this. While we got a timeout, let's remind you that since the establishment of Church, Hiddle, and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in us to solve their most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it the most. Give us a call, 317-773-2190, or simply visit their website, www.cchalaw.com. That's Church, Hiddle, and Antrim.
5:06 on the third quarter clock. And Noblesville is on an 8-0 run to start the third quarter, Brad. And we're seeing a completely different offensive look out of Noblesville. But mainly, I think it's because they didn't have Zach Johnson for the all 8 minutes of the second quarter.
Well, the Millers have come out, in my estimation, Greg, I think they've come out more aggressive than they were in the first half. I think in the first half, both of the teams are kind of feeling each other out, and I think both of them were, just kind of looking for the best shot they could get. And the Millers now have been just trying to drive the ball inside and get the good shot, and most of the shots that they've gotten have managed to clear the net.
And so inbound out of the timeout, Schmidt to Kiever Hill, and he'll control the offense here. Now back to Jordan, left side. Now Egan has it, drives, and draws the foul. That's foul number, first foul on Osborne.
Josh Osborne.
But quickly in 3 minutes, 3 Guerin Catholic fouls.
Greg, in watching that play develop, that play really could have gone either way because Osborne was definitely bumping him with his chest, and Kiever Hill was using the old chicken wing to try to back him up a little bit too. But I think the call that they made was the right call for the play. Kiever Hill under the basket. Woo!
He's got his third bucket of the game, first bucket since the first quarter, and Noblesville
10-0 run to start the half.
10-0 run, and they haven't had. I think this might be their first lead of the game.
Yes, I believe it is.
Here at the 4:38 mark of the third quarter, 24-22, Noblesville leading Guerin Catholic. That ball tipped. Sills retrieves it in the backcourt. That's the quick hands of Jordan Schmidt. Tipped that back there. Now it's Babilia.
Golden Eagles look like they're playing just about the same type of offense that they did in the first half. Not in any hurry, trying to get in there and get the good shot, but also using a lot of clock to do it. And so far, they just have not been able to get the good shot. Is that 2-3, 3-2 moving defense of the Millers has got them stymied right now. I don't think the ball's been inside the three-point line yet on this drive.
No, there's no room to get it inside, as Noblesville forcing Guerin to just float the perimeter as Osborne drives. Ball deflected. Hines will take that out of midair. Now to Schmidt left side. Back out. Xavier will slow it up to Keever Hill. Good defensive sequence for Noblesville as they were able to deflect that pass that went down in the paint. 3:16 until the end of three here. 24-22. As Jordan Schmidt, good matchup with Babilia on him. Now it's Keever Hill. That's why I like these kind of catbird seats we have, Brad. Osborne.
Miller's had a play set up and somebody zigged when they should have zagged.
Godfrey looked for a three, now drives down low to McGinnis. Keever Hill blocks it, but got some body on him too. Yeah, it's an interesting thing having the these catbird and bird's eye view seats that we have up here in these broadcast boxes. It's a different perspective being
at
up
the
on
end,
a baseline.
rather than being
literally where Kathy Richardson, Perry's wife, where she sits is exactly where, kind of like that level of seat where we used to have when I worked in radio in Elkhart.
Yeah.
Right there at the railing, center court, and best seats in the house to watch basketball when you can watch that offense and defense run itself.
So Godfrey got both of those.
Those are the first free throws shot of the game, Brad.
No, actually, there were two others.
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
Parento had two.
I am correct. Yep, he went 1 out of 2. Jordan Schmidt fades back. And it's 26-24 as Noblesville on a 12-2 run to start this third quarter. The first 5.5 minutes. Seems like they have a hair more confidence in what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
Offensively.
Yeah, you can just see that offensive, even defensively, it looks like they're.
Sills, long three, barely hits the front of the rim. Keever Hill controls the board, back the other way. I think he was anticipating this matchup since that game ended on Saturday against Fort Wayne. Ball deflected. Now it's Hines. Keever Hill spots a three from the left side. Got it. Keever Hill's got 9. And it's 29-24.
His first three-pointer of the night, Craig.
1:40 left, third quarter.
15-2 run for the Millers.
McGinnis now to Sills.
Eagles don't look like they're doing much different from what they did in the first half. Still being patient, trying to get the shot, but the shots they have been getting just haven't been going, and they've had a couple turnovers here, too, at the same time.
The turnovers and the inability to dip it down inside the arc. Sills and drives, now back out. Babilia, left corner three, no. Johnson skies for the board.
Nice rebound by Zach Johnson there to set up what should probably be the last shot of the half.
Now down to 45 seconds left here, third quarter. Schmidt deep left. Played a little game there with Babilia. Now to Keever Hill on Sills. Or Sills on him, rather. Now it's Hines. Godfrey. Coach Allen. Now Hunt down low. Johnson up, off the glass and in. Right over Sills. Johnson was 6 in the quarter, 8 in the game, and it's a 7-point lead for the Millers up on Guerin Catholic. Now it's down to 5 seconds. Babilia, Schmidt on him. Godfrey, long three from the left. No. Tip up and no good by Gillis. And we're through 3/4, Brad. It's Noblesville 31, Guerin Catholic 24. So a 17-2 quarter for the Millers. Huge difference.
What's coming up Thursday, Craig?
Thursday,
the 14th of February.
Oh.
What is that date?
Valentine's Day. And
Hey,
who's good at Valentine's Day?
Now, have you done your Valentine's Day shopping yet? I've got the perfect place for you to go.
Where are we going?
Smith's Jewelers.
Oh.
You know, they've served Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be their outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give our customers memorable, positive experiences. Contact them 317-773-3383 or visit them online, www.smithsonthesquare.com. What a great place to go to get that special lady, that special gift for Valentine's Day. 8 minutes remaining in this one. The Millers put 17 points on the board during that quarter. The Guerin Golden Eagles put 2 on the board. What a run for the quarter, Craig.
Yep, huge run for Noblesville. They started off on an 8-0 run to make it 22-22, tying the ball game up. Then it was 24 apiece. Went back and forth for a second, but then Noblesville went on another little run to make it 31-24 through 3. And they seem like, and you can see the look on Noblesville's faces.
They've got a lot of confidence right now.
They're up 7, and yeah, they've got confidence pouring out, and it's affecting Guerin's offense.
It's just neat to watch this Miller defense move with the ball back and forth, and the Eagles just have not had a chance. Their Godfrey finally gets it in beyond the 3-point line.
Gillis up. Can't get it to roll in. Hines with a big board and a reach in. Going to be on Gillis. That'll be his first.
Matthew Gillis with the personal foul. Number 1 on him.
Coach Gillis making his point.
Number 4 on the team.
Of how to defend that instead of reaching in there and get the foul drawn on him. So Noblesville with it, 7:20 on the fourth quarter clock. Glad you've joined us tonight on this Tuesday night affair. I think it may be snowing outside. I don't know, Brad.
I did not look out at obviously, I didn't look out at halftime talking to Jan.
Yeah, I could have gone out in the one wing out here on the upstairs at the Noblesville High School and did not look out the window. I was talking to Perry and Richie Hall and Rick Vanderweilen, and it's very possible it's snowing. Who knows? It's central Indiana.
Yeah.
Hines with it right side, now back out, Kiever Hill. Noblesville going to be a little patient. No cross-court pass to Schmidt. Three-pointer from the left side. Gets fouled doing it by Babilia. Sophomore mistake.
Yeah, Babilia is going to pick up the foul. And Jordan Schmidt's going to have 3 chances to make 3 shots here. First foul shots of the night for the Millers.
Schmidt, one of those players who you really don't want to foul.
He's an 80% free throw. Yeah, an 80% free throw shooter. Point number 6. Point number 7 goes through the net.
He'll try and make it 8. If he makes it 8, they'll be up 10.
What a transition in the second half.
So 3 free throws all made. Gets a 3-point play.
He missed the 3-point shot really, really bad. But, boy, he was very accurate on those 3 free throws.
It was like Sunday, I think in a 5-minute span, I was watching the Notre Dame Georgia Tech game, and twice TJ Gibbs gets fouled shooting a 3. You think after one time a player would learn?
They'd learn.
Don't foul a player shooting a 3, especially if he shoots good from the line.
Double team. Eagles trying to get out of it. Ball goes out of bounds.
Sticks his leg in front of it. 6:13 left. Fourth quarter, Noblesville 34, Guerin Catholic 24.
Millers haven't done a lot of double teaming tonight, but when the Eagles get along that baseline, you can see him double teaming.
With the steal, up the court he goes. It's Schmidt. Back to Hunt. And he gets fouled by Gillis. And Hunt will go to the line. Gillis helps him up off.
Yeah, Gillis went right over there and helped him up. Sportsmanship between these two teams is good to see, Craig.
Yep, it is great to see. And a lot of times you don't see teams doing, being the face of sportsmanship like the IHSA preaches. And it's good to see that happening. And free throw off the back of the iron, and no. First missed free throw for the Millers. They're 3 out of 4.
But how many times do you see it where the Millers have not taken a free throw in the first 3 quarters of the game?
Very
All 5 of their free throws have happened here in the first 2 minutes of this quarter.
21, David Schlichty, and 41, Matt Parento, back in the Guerin Catholic lineup. 6:03 left here, fourth quarter, and it's 35-24, Noblesville's largest lead yet. And it's Keegan Sills to Bernie McGinnis.
Alex Hunt with 5 points now, Craig.
Yeah, he seems to be. He relishes in that roll off the bench. Even when he started, he was a spark plug, either off the bench or starting. And Bobilia
finally gets one, and I believe
30-second timeout for the Golden Eagles.
Well, while we're taking a timeout here, Craig, let's talk a little bit about Logan Street Signs and Banners. You know, they've been in business over 27 years now. Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners, serving at Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. Contact them at 317-773-7200. Visit their website, www.loganstreetsigns.com. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Give them a call. Tell Deb or Will that Craig and Brad said hello. Logan Street Signs, our feature sponsor here of Hamilton County Television Sports.
Yeah, any of your signage needs, they can do last minute. See if they can help you out with whatever signs and banners you need for your business, or if it's a personal use, they can do last minute.
Yep.
5:39 left here, fourth quarter. Millers 35, Golden Eagles 26. Craig Atkins with Brad Silbert. Glad you joined us tonight. Beaver Hill with it now, looking. Right side, and Noblesville going to make Guerin Catholic work on defense.
Yeah, the Millers will just be patient here to get a good shot with this
9-point
lead, yeah. Schmidt, I think he thought for a second about taking the 3 there. He was wide open, but with the lead, I imagine Coach McCauley has told him, take some time off the clock.
Yeah, as much as
get a good shot.
Ooh, good hands by Bernie McGinnis. He'll stay with Noblesville.
Good bit of defense there by Brian McCauley to get that ball.
I think he wanted to get the ball game. So Schmidt will inbound in front of the Miller bench. Out Hines. Picks his dribble up.
Eagles have committed 6 fouls, so the next time there's a foul call.
High off the glass and in. Good pass by Jordan Schmidt. And that's 7 points for Alex Hunt. And Noblesville matching its largest lead again at 37-26.
Almost stolen.
Sills, 3. No. And, yep, off the hands of Keever Hill, then Hines. Staying with the Golden Eagles, Josh Osborne back in, number 24.
Kean Sills, he scored 5 points in the first quarter. It looked like he was out for a big night. Been quiet ever since. Hasn't got put a thing on the board.
Yep, he's been blanketed on defense now by Hunt, and previously before that, as you call his name, and
that time he
scores
gets
the
the roll.
7th point. Yeah, Keever Hill and Alex Hunt have done a great job on Sills after he scored those 5 points. And now a little three-quarter court pressure. Miller's able to get it up. Blocking foul. That'll be number 2 on, actually got 2 on Osborne.
But it's going to be 1-1 from Millers will be shooting from this point on. Schmidt had ice water in his veins last time, was up there for a 3-shot foul and made all 3 of them. He'll get at least 1 try here.
Parento back in, replacing Schlichty. Free throw number 1, up and swish by Jordan Schmidt, the 6-foot senior.
They've got him for 9 points now, Craig.
Yep, 9 points.
He's had a good game.
You look up there on the board, Noblesville has spread the offense. Not a lot of points tonight, but they've spread it out. He's got 10, 9 for Kiever Hill, 8 for Johnson, 5 for Hines, and 7 out of Alex Hunt. Back to an 11-point lead for the Millers. Looks like Sills may try and take this into his own hands if need be. Osborne dips it. McGinnis to Parento. Basket won't fall. Off the front of the iron.
Zach Johnson wanted a travel called on that, but he did not get the call.
He gets his 3rd foul, though.
Parento goes to the line. He's a 46% free throw shooter.
Free throw good by Parento.
He's 2 for 3 from the line so far this evening.
They'll get 1 more here with 3:39 left. As next, if he makes this, and Schlichty will check in for him.
That makes Parento 3 for 4 from the line. He's a 46% free throw shooter.
That'll help that out.
Yeah, and that'll help that out a little bit. Went from 75% tonight.
Full court pressure now by Guerin Catholic. Schmidt, Osborne on him as he crosses midcourt. Little crossover action. Hines. Now left side to Kiever Hill. Cross court pass to Schmidt. Now it's down to a 9-point lead for the Millers. Hines from Schmidt to Hunt. Oh, right in the hands. The pass goes out to Hines, but intercepted by Osborne. Hunt comes back. Frustration foul. He'll pick up number 2 there.
Yeah, he picks up number 2, but that's only number 3 on the team.
Yeah, not a bad foul. 3:10 left, and it's only the 3rd team foul.
Kean Sills comes back in for the Eagles.
Check that 4th team foul. Thank you, Will. 2nd on Hunt, 4th on the team.
Yeah, I forgot to put 1 up there.
Sills drives, now back out. Babilia. That one deflected. Now Sills in the corner, now back out to Godfrey. Babilia thought about a 3. Down low, McGinnis off the glass, and it's a 7-point game. Timeout, Guerin Catholic.
Say fans, Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them, 317-773-7391, or check them out online, www.noblesvilletrophies.com. And remember, Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any help, you can contact Community Health, 317-355-7775, or check out their website, www.ecommunity.com. The Noblesville Pep Band in the background. While we got a moment here, Craig, I'd like to thank our technical crew tonight. Up on the camera, we have Lucas Lecure over here at the Master Control, back in the palatial studios of Hamilton County Television, high above the penthouse of Wofford Enterprises, none other than Jim Wofford. Sending the signal back to the station, we've got Will Wofford. And welcome our guests tonight, too. Nice to see Rick Vanderweilen and Jan Bozier come out and take in a game with us. 2:47 remaining in this one. It's a 7-point game. The Millers are in the lead.
Interesting timeout there. As now each team has 2 full timeouts left. Millers will inbound far left. Keever Hill picked up. Now it's Schmidt. He'll go to Hines, right side. They're going to make the Golden Eagles work. Passed again to Hines. Now down low. Hunt thought about it. And he gets hacked from behind by Bernie McGinnis.
McGinnis will pick up his first foul, number 8 on the team.
So Hunt will go to the line to shoot.
He'll shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight from the line. All the free throws for the Millers have occurred here in the second half. So far, 6 of 7 from the line for the Millers.
And his first free throw up and good.
I should correct that. All of them have occurred here in the fourth quarter, Craig.
Yeah. Yep.
In 5.5 minutes of this quarter.
Miller 7 of 8 from the line. And Hunt swishes them both.
Well, he got him for 8 points now.
Yep, he's got 9 actually.
Does he have 9?
3 of 4 from the line, 3 field goals. 41-32, back to a 9-point Miller lead. Godfrey fakes it and then shoots a 3, got it. Back to a 6-point lead. As Godfrey drills the 3 from the right side. Guerin calls a full timeout. It's got to be a full. That's all they both have left.
Yeah, they'll only have one left when they're done with this. Fans like to remind you about Hamilton County Internet Radio at www.hamiltoncountyradio.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hamilton County Radio is on the internet with classic radio shows, mystery and romance theater, westerns like Gunsmoke, The Lone Ranger, Roy Rogers, comedy shows with some of the greats like Bob Hope, Abbott and Costello, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis. We got a lot of nice mixed, relaxing music, and also live sports and podcasts. Check their website for upcoming live broadcasts at www.hamiltoncountyradio.com. Craig, let's reset everything here. We're 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining here in regulation. The Millers with a 6-point lead. As far as timeouts go, the Millers have 2. The Golden Eagles have 1. And Golden Eagles took this last time out, and they've got to, they've been chipping away a little bit at this lead, but really have not been able to get up even with the Millers since they took the lead in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've kind of been 2 steps behind, when Noblesville went on that 17-2 third quarter. And they've kind of been able to bring themselves back, but not fully, just because Noblesville, they've got the advantage being in the bonus pretty much whole fourth quarter.
Well, the other thing is the Millers have outscored the Eagles in this quarter by 1. So they played fairly close.
Hunt gets it from Schmidt, up, not strong enough off the glass, and a rebound by Bernie McGinnis. Those are the kind that Alex Hunt has to convert.
Yeah.
Sills now to Osborne, left side.
Eagles haven't got a lot of time here, and they got 6 points to make up.
Minute 40 left, 41-35. Noblesville leading Guerin. And the battle of Noblesville. Bobilia thought about the 25-foot 3. Sills takes one now, and no.
Who's that last touch by?
Deflected off
last
of Schmidt.
Touch by Millers.
124 left. Guerin Catholic basketball.
Bernie McGinnis is their best three-point shooter at 48%. And they're almost getting to the point now where they really don't need threes. They just need to get some points to cut into this lead, Craig. If they can get it down to 4 here, might be a different story.
They need to be able to dip it down. The foul there on Keever Hill, his second, and McGinnis converts the bucket. He'll try the old-fashioned three-point play. Here with a minute 12 left, and if he does convert it, it'll be a 3-point ball game.
McGinnis shoots 70% from the free throw line. So I think was that on Keever Hill?
Keever Hill,
yeah,
his second.
Okay.
Yep, team's 5th, and McGinnis completes the 3-point play.
His first free throw of the night. He's got 12 now.
41-38. As in the waning seconds of that game, I believe it was 39-38 at the sectional 2 years ago at Carmel. 41-39, Noblesville winners there.
That's Bobelia who's going to pick that one up. That's going to be number 9 on the team. Put Jordan Schmidt back at the line. He's perfect at the line tonight so far, Craig. That'll probably jinx him.
Usually tends to be the case.
Yeah. Still the 1-1 for the Millers. After this, it'll be 2 shots.
If that was up Schmidt, we jinxed him.
Yep.
He was 5 for 5 at the line. 55 ticks left, 41-38. We may see another epic ending here.
Yeah.
In this, what looks to be it's starting a new rivalry.
Yes, sir. The rivalry of Noblesville.
Down to 35 seconds. Bobelia to Osborne. Now it's Bobelia back the other way. And offensive foul on Godfrey as he plows right over Alex
That's
Hunt.
huge.
Yep. Huge momentum, 29.7 left.
Luke Godfrey picks up the foul, his second. That's going to be the 10th team foul in the half. But it will be out of bounds because it was an offensive foul.
Yep. If it were otherwise, the Millers would be shooting. Keever Hill, baseball pass, runs in the family. Hines up, they lose balance of the pass. Reaching foul McGinnis. Yeah, baseball pass to Hines, deflected it to Johnson. Johnson almost lost it.
How about that was the first thing he learned to throw?
It probably was. I would not doubt it. Johnson making his first trip to the line. He's been held to 8 points, mainly because...
And he will have 2. He's a 75% free throw shooter. Double bonus now in effect for the Millers.
All 10 fouls on the Golden Eagles here in the second half. Johnson makes the first. He'll have one more. 42-38. And Schmidt, the only Miller down there for Golden Eagles, set to rebound if Johnson misses. Second one up, swishes this one. And final timeout called by Guerin Catholic.
Well, that timeout, let's remind you
that,
since the establishment of Church, Hiddle, and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in us to solve their most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it the most. Give us a call, 317-773-2190, or visit the Church, Hiddle, and Antrim website at www.chhalaw.com. Church, Hiddle, and Antrim. 21.6 on the clock. 5-point lead for the Millers. It ain't over till it's over, though, Craig.
Nope, it ain't over till it's over. We've seen this too many times, and the way, like we said, this is starting to be a rivalry. I believe this will be the first of I'm not sure how many years that this game is scheduled, but it's going to be a dandy of a rivalry because
this is the third time these two teams have met.
Yep.
And the Millers lead the series 2-1. And, of course, that game 2 years ago in the sectional with the miracle finish.
So Guerin Catholic will inbound far right. Sills. Bobelia now 20 seconds. Quickly across the timeline. Sills, volleyball on 3. Got it. Wow. Now Guerin Catholic calls their final timeout. Sills with his 10th point of the ball game.
So the Eagles have used their last timeout. The Millers will have one left. And let's remind you one more time, coming up for Valentine's Day, Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel, for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith remains. If one were to ask how and why, the simple answer would be outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager, thinking of the team here, is eager to give their customers a memorable, positive experience. Contact them, 317-773-3383. Visit them online, www.smithsonthesquare.com. Hold on, folks. We got 14.5 left in this one. A 2-point lead for the Millers.
Yeah, buckle your seatbelts. It's a 2-point ball game. And Guerin Catholic out of timeouts. Noblesville has one full timeout left. And obviously, more than likely, as soon as the inbound happens, we're probably going to see a foul.
Yeah, one would think that they'll go for a steal or a foul right away to try to keep some time on the clock.
So it'll be Kiever Hill inbounding from the far left. He has the baseline to run. Ball almost intercepted, intended for Johnson. Now it's a foul on Kean Sills. Just his first foul.
Double bonus, so
Kiever Hill.
Obviously, Coach McCauley would like to see Egan make both of these.
He only shoots 80% from the foul line.
And
40 out of 50.
And get a 4-point lead, but a 3-point lead would be essential here.
And that one off the back of the iron twice. Rolls off.
First half totally belonged almost to Guerin. Second half, up until these last couple minutes, has belonged to the Millers. Eagles mounting a comeback.
Kiever Hill's second free throw up. Misses that. 11.3 left. Sills up the court he goes. Guarded by Kiever Hill. Down to 5. An offensive foul.
Wow.
You saw the shoulder of Kean Sills.
The shoulder and the arm went down.
Coach Allen is hot down there.
I think that was the right call, Craig, because I was, so often late in a game like this, a referee will hesitate to make that call, but that was definitely the right call, and the Millers are going to call another timeout and kind of let the emotions settle down here, but got some more basketball coming up. We're going to be bringing you at least part of the boys sectional tournament. We'll be sharing that with our friends at the IHSAA network, so we don't know for sure which games we will have yet.
We find out Sunday.
Yeah, then we'll find out. We'll find that out on Sunday. And as Jan and I were talking about at the halftime, you look at the sectional that the Millers are in, and boy, the heavy favorite in that has got to be the Carmel Greyhounds. They're just having a super season. I think 17-1 right now, and they've just been mowing down everything in sight. Fisher's Tigers, they've had a great season. They have a chance this weekend on Friday night. They've got Zionsville over in the Tigers' Den, and if they can manage to beat Zionsville, that will give them a tie with the Eagles for the conference championship.
Yeah, there really wouldn't be a bad matchup no matter how they pick up those ping pong balls.
Well,
Sunday.
the only team that's below 500 in the sectional is Anderson. And if we get a second here, we'll talk about the Guerin Catholic one. We'll see what happens here. 3.1 on the clock. Miller's with the ball. Craig, take us home, buddy.
Schmidt will inbound in front of the Guerin Catholic bench to Johnson. He gets fouled. Ooh, Hines gets fouled by Godfrey.
Now, who are they going to call the foul on here?
Luke Godfrey, his third. As away about 45 feet away from the ball, he fouls Xavier Hines. But it's not the smartest thing to foul Hines. He shoots 75% from the line.
Exactly.
When you've got 4 guys that shoot 75% or better from the foul line, that's a pretty good asset.
Yes, yeah, most definitely.
So Hines with 2.0 seconds exactly. First free throw, nothing but net. He's got 6. But Hines tonight did a lot of the little things. Like Perry says, you don't see these things on stat sheets. It was his defense. It was his, his passing. He'll have one more here. And that one, Sills, full court. Oh, wow.
Misses.
Just above the white square. And Noblesville holds on for a 44-41 win over Noblesville resident Guerin Catholic in the beginning of this rivalry, if you will, Brad.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. As we said a little bit ago, the Millers came out and were a little sluggish in the first half. Guerin took advantage of that and took a 22-14 lead to the locker room. But boy, the third quarter, the Millers held the Eagles to 2 points And that was the difference in the game. Final score, Noblesville Millers 44, Guerin Catholic Eagles 41. We'd like to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast of IHSAA Boys Basketball on Hamilton County Television, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating 27 years in business. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsors, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, and Hamilton County Radio. On behalf of my partner, Craig Atkins, I'm Brad Silbert. Good night from the mill.